Wah, 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 wah. What up, what up? Fletch with Fletch Films coming at you with a breakdown of Andor Season 2. Let's go. I am going to take a slow burn. I'm going to take it down a notch. I'm going to try to not talk so fast because get right to it on Andor. I mean, I just sometimes I'm just like I don't know, my old Star Wars was just like sugary sweet and just, I mean, it's just nothing's gonna compare to the trilogy. We go out there and we want Star Wars, but just, you know, I gotta get my reality check. But mainly just you gotta get invested in these characters, folks. So I'm just sidebar right there. So we start off on Sinar, whatever, and this testing facility with Andor. I believe it's a TIE Defender. He's heisting this TIE fighter, and he's a lot more seasoned now. It just definitely seems like he's relaxing. He's gone on a couple missions with Luthen, and he's been sent out on a couple missions. Anyway, he's definitely more refined. Okay. So that is a quick take on Andor. Love the actress that was also with him for that. Great, tension build up right there. And then, yeah, you gotta love, he was just button mashing like on a Nintendo game. I mean, a lot more than that, but just trying to get that TIE fighter out of the bay. That was a great scene. That was a great choreography on that. So super fun on that, getting him off the planet. And then I'm going to jump around a lot, obviously. And then he ends up on, what we find out later is Yavin 4. The rebel cells are definitely divided. I think it was a May something. Whoever he was rendezvousing with is dead. They killed off that person because they pulled a blaster. And so they're done. And then we're bouncing back and forth with obviously Mon Mothma on Chandrila, with the wedding that's going to be going on, and with her daughter, and with that wedding. By the way, that was like the first Star Wars rave. Come on, that was just this. They were just jamming on that one. So that is the first Star Wars rave on screen on the little screen. And anyway, so we got some definitely tension building here, folks. If nothing else, just when I was watching this, it was just, I'm invested in these characters. It was just tension after tension after tension. I can't imagine the next the set of three that are going to build up some serious tension, folks. So you've got then Krennic, love him, and Dedra getting her plans for the Gorman, their little plan for what's going to be going down on Gorman, and love that exchange with Krennic and Dedra, that he was like, I know you had a plan already formulated in your head from the moment we got in here. And so that's just some great Star Wars with the Imperials plotting and planning, and we all know what eventually happens to Gorman. But them plotting that out, and it's almost like they're going to be leading a good old Luthen right into the trap to help them create this rebel uprising they want to create, and then all of a sudden they're going to squash them. And then just definitely, I had to go back. I'm going to have to watch it a second, third time. Was his name Tay, with Mon Mothma, the tension that's going on between Tay, who with the Foundation and the money, and him losing his business, and just the tension with him, and that he's lost his wife and all that kind of stuff, and just that fast forward to the end, you know. Looks like Vel is going to be taking care of old Tay here in the end. I don't know if we're going to see him in the next episode. It's going to a little kibosh, and you definitely see that Cinta and Vel at least get to exchange some glances to each other. But just, boy, the tension building and on Okay, so they're on Mina Rao. Then Blix and Brasso are having that going on. Blix is having still her some nightmares about the good old doctor that was torturing her. So she's still going through that. But I love the world building of Mina Rao, and that was just spot on. I love their habitat that they're living in. I just I would love to live in one of those. It's just out anyway. So Mina Rao and the tension that's going on, and the eventually, what happens to Blix is definitely what happens in war. And I'm just like, if we are gonna talk about, it's called Star Wars. It's not called Star and Teddy Bears and Rainbows. It just, there is a reality that art imitating what goes on in war. Unfortunately, human beings fight and war with each other, and they are not kind to each other. So just, it is what it is. I mean, it's Star Wars, and it's definitely moved out of it being for 12-year-old kids. So, what happens to Blix, it's a definite tension thing, that really raw, imperial officer. It is a full-on fight, frankly. And then I think in that regard, they kept it just a knockdown, drag out, punching that, whacking with the hammer fight. So in that regard, I mean, but again, this is not something you want to show probably to a 10-year-old boy. So disclaimer there. Anyway, just overall, it just, I liked it a lot. It was some good Star Wars. I'm back in, Andor. People were just, oh, it's sleepy, it's tired, it's too wordy. I mean, yeah, but if you're ever gonna wrap yourself around a show, you've got to invest yourself in some characters. You got to invest yourself in some dialogue. Even in myself, I just looking at, frankly, YouTube all day, and I like to look at the breakdowns on certain things and certain shows, and certain shows I will go and watch, but our attention spans, is what I'm saying, is definitely been knocked down. And you've got to get invested in these characters, and you got to get invested in the dialogue. And that's why I bring up even the Tay having the conversations with Mothma. It's going south there, and until you finally put two and two together, that Luthen is all nudge nudge wink wink to the rest of the crew, and Vel steps in, and that guy's gonna get the kibosh at the end. Is obviously gonna happen. But really awesome how they showed the rebel cells, fighting amongst themselves. And okay, jump cut. I'm doing this all from memory, folks. That Saw Gerrera had mentioned that these rebel cells were unhinged and not trustworthy and fighting amongst themselves. So it's reinforcing even what Saw Gerrera said with the rebel cells being unhinged. So just overall, can't wait for the next episode. Again, we've got Mon Mothma's tension just building. I really am anticipating how that's gonna play out. How she's finally gonna. Are they gonna tie in the Ghost Crew? Because in the animation stuff, I mean, she basically gets separated by the Ghost Crew. I can't remember this character's name, but Mons has a confidant that's in the animation part that crossed over to, it's like her right hand guy, that the counselor to her, her right hand guy, that it crosses over to live action in this, and he was in the animated stuff. And was on the Ghost Crew shot when she finally gets extracted from getting the heck out of Coruscant. Anyway, can't wait for the next one. I still am waiting to see if they use Grand Moff Tarkin, any kind of sense of that. Grand Moff Tarkin would be really, it's a delicate situation because of the lawsuit going on, but can't wait for the next one. Love an Andor. Go check it out. Again, may the Force be with you. Okay, jump cut. I'm doing this all from memory, folks. That